What's up, Jet Nation? This is GreenBean, and I am outside of the Club Internacional de Football 2020. As you can see from the Roman numerals there, this just might be the newest stadium in the world. I don't know, though. I just stumbled by a pink stadium, and I could not pass it. I had to stop and see what was up. So they play soccer in there. There's actually some kids football going on down there at the smaller fields. You can see, maybe not, I don't know. Beautiful place. But today, I'm in the mood to dive into this theory that the Jets somehow destroy quarterbacks. Is that what we do? I don't know. I've been hearing a lot about that. We're going to dig into this one with some examples when I get back.
All right, Jet Nation, like I said, this is GreenBean. I am back now in the GreenBean studio. What do you think of that? It's really just the corner of an RV, a recreational vehicle, but this is mine, goddammit. This is my studio. It's GreenBean Studios. It's all I got, and this is where I'm coming to you from. As you can see from the intro, I am back in South Florida, and it's hot down here. I'm currently in Fort Lauderdale and back and forth between Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood and all that jazz. I just came from about 3 hours north, and let me tell you, the temperature difference is like 20-25 degrees, just 3 hours. It's incredible. It was all crisp and cool. I come down here and it's brutal, but I'll take it in December. So there we go. I'm in South Florida, and we're going to talk about some things. Do the Jets actually ruin quarterbacks? Do we? I mean, there is a narrative out there right now. I've never seen anything like it. It's worse than even last year with Joe Burrow and all that jazz. There are players, former players and announcers and commentators and all these people coming out of the woodwork trying to paint this picture that the Jets don't deserve Trevor Lawrence. It's the Jets. Did you see? Look, Roddy White saying he should stay in school. Steve Young and whatever he said. You have this guy Shap saying that they should change the entire NFL draft system so a team like the Jets don't get Trevor Lawrence, that we don't deserve it. It's insane. And then just most recently, we had an interview with Trevor Lawrence where he was asked if he was afraid. I almost said scared. He was scared to play for the New York Jets. The way the question was shaped and fashioned, are you nervous about going to the Jets? This is a very real possibility. You might be going to the Jets. And Trevor Lawrence basically said, yeah, that's the system. The worst team gets the best pick. And if I'm number one, that's where I go. I'm ready for any challenge, like every other player before him since 1937, for God's sakes. So I don't know what this is, but let's take a look and see if it's actually warranted, okay? So the Jets, as many of you probably know, we don't take first-round quarterbacks all that often. We did it in 1965 with Joe Namath. We know how that went. We won a Super Bowl. The NFL merged. Thank you, Jets, for legitimizing the AFL and all that jazz. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. So the Jets did that. Joe Namath went to the Hall of Fame. Now, we waited 11 years, partially because Namath played for a while, before we did it again. Now, we took Richard Todd in the first round of the, I think it was the 73, something like that. Forgive me, I forget which exact, 76 I think it was. So they take Richard Todd in 1976. Now, did we ruin him? We got to the AFC Championship game with Richard Todd at quarterback in 1982. Did we ruin him? I don't know, man. I'd say Richard Todd ruined us. We had the sack exchange. We had a lightning offense. We went down to the Miami Mud Bowl, and he threw 5 picks, 4 or 5 picks, 2 to A.J. Dewey for touchdowns, and that was the difference in the game. And the Jets thought so too, because when the next year is when we drafted Ken O'Brien, the next first-round quarterback. Did we ruin him? Let's see what we gave Ken O'Brien in the year we drafted him. In the second round, we gave him Johnny Hector, running back. Gave him JoJo Townsell, wide receiver. Wes Howell, tight end. Vincent White, running back. Bobby Humphrey, wide receiver. Dan Fike, a tackle. Another wide receiver in Mike Harmon. Is this how you ruin a guy? Now listen, let me just make clear, because things don't work out, if a quarterback gets injured, if a quarterback doesn't end up as good as you thought he was, or if shit happens, that's not necessarily ruining a quarterback if it doesn't work to get you to the Super Bowl and win a championship and all that sort of stuff. But we're looking to see if we ruined him. Did we ruin Ken O'Brien? The following draft, we gave him Jim Sweeney in the first round, a center that stayed with us for a very long time. Great center. The next year after that, the first round pick, we gave him Al Toon. That's not how you ruin a damn quarterback, in my opinion. Okay, so he had Wesley Walker, he had Freeman McNeil, he had Al Toon, he had a great offensive line for periods of time. He had Mickey Schuler. Okay, so these guys were actually good, and look, the truth is that team, when Ken O'Brien went into his slump in 1986, we were 10-1 and lost the rest of the games that year. What did we do? We stuck in our longtime backup in Pat Ryan, and Pat Ryan got us into the playoffs, beat the Chiefs in the first round, and then we had that crazy ass game in Cleveland with 2 overtimes where Mark Gastineau screwed us. He's my favorite player, by the way. Him and Freeman McNeil. But he did it. You can't take it away, man. It happened. It's real. But I wouldn't say that that's ruining Ken O'Brien. Now, the dick move that we did to Ken O'Brien was when free agency started. The first year of free agency, as you probably know because you're diehards like myself, we got Ronnie Lott and Leonard Marshall. And the other big one that year, the first year of free agency, was none other than Boomer Esiason, the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback who took them to the Super Bowl. So we grabbed Boomer Esiason and bring him over. Now, the dick move was that we gave Boomer number 7 while Kenny O was still on the team. Not good. Okay? Not a good move. So now with Boomer, he had a rough 2 years with us. Okay? That was a rough 2 years, and but I wouldn't say we ruined Boomer Esiason. If there is a case to be made, I would say Boomer Esiason is the closest. That's when they changed that rule for false starts. When there's a false start, they stopped the play because there was a false start. They let the defensive end, I think it was, run clean at Boomer Esiason, and it wrecked him and injured him for the rest of the year. So that's when they actually changed that rule. So thank you, Boomer. But that was kind of, I wouldn't say it's our fault, but that's what happened. Okay? Now, after Boomer Esiason, the next big quarterback that we had was the free agent quarterback. And look, ruining this guy. We signed him right after he blew the Super Bowl by throwing 2 interceptions for touchdowns to Larry Brown, I think it was, the 12th round pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Why that's the quarterback you want to go grab and pay $5 million a year, which was a big contract at the time, I don't know. But Neil O'Donnell's homecoming from Madison, New Jersey, everybody was happy, happy, happy. But Neil O'Donnell sucked, okay? He wasn't that great of a quarterback. He was okay, all right? And that was when I think we gave him Keyshawn Johnson. We gave him Jeff Graham, a great receiver from the Bears. We got him Wayne Corbett. So this is not ruining a quarterback. And so they went 1-15. He actually got injured and all that, but he went 1-15 with Kotite. Parcells took that pretty much same team. We had Adrian Morrell. These were a decent team here. I mean, it was 1-15, but it wasn't a 1-15 team. It was a 1-15 coached team. Okay, very similar to what we're seeing right now. So Neil O'Donnell, again, he didn't need to be ruined. He was what he was, and he never should have gotten that contract. Parcells knew that. And replaced him with Vinny Testaverde, as we know. First, Glenn Foley, and poor Glenn Foley couldn't manage to stay healthy, the poor kid. I liked Glenn Foley a lot out of Boston College, really did. But such is life, and Vinny Testaverde came in as the free agent. We ended up getting rid of Neil O'Donnell, bringing in Vinny Testaverde. Vinny Testaverde played very, very well when he came in and took us to the championship game and all that. Great year. Again, Vinny Testaverde had quite the team around him. We had Kevin Mawai. He brought in Jumbo Elliott, Curtis Martin. Dude, we had a serious team there. Serious enough that we went to the AFC Championship game. Now, Vinny Testaverde is another one. Played great, Loved having him, but that was the guy that threw picks exactly when you didn't want to see him. Long story short is, it just didn't happen. We made it to the championship game. Vinny played a great game in the championship. He got betrayed by guys like Meggett and Curtis Martin and the like, and fumbles in the red zone and all that kind of stuff. And it just didn't work. Next year with the Achilles and all that jazz, and Tom Tupa and Rick Meyer and Ray Lucas and all that fun. But do you think we ruined Vinny Testaverde? Don't forget, he was like an afterthought at that time. You know, he was cut. So people were moving on from Vinny Testaverde. He got a resurgence with the Jets. So I wouldn't say we ruined him either. And look, at any time if you think I'm wrong, by all means argue with me. I'm just painting it as it happened as best I can, giving you as many facts as I can while keeping this under an hour video for you. Okay? I don't want to make this that long. But guys, you know, when you look at it, like I said, his offensive line too, let me just paint this for you. It was Jumbo Elliott, Kevin Mawai, Jason Fabini, Matt O'Dwyer. Okay, these were, remember when they got into that fight in the bar, Fabini, O'Dwyer, and Jumbo Elliott, and they destroyed a whole bar and everything. They kicked the hell out of everybody. These guys were animals. Okay, they were animals, and they were a great offensive line, and that's what Vinny Testaverde had in front of him. Now, then comes, we took, in the 2000 draft, we waited 17 years after Ken O'Brien to take our next quarterback in the first round. We don't need it, you know. So we took Chad Pennington. Now, Chad Pennington sat behind Vinny for a little while there, but when he came in, don't forget, he had that offensive line. He had, so like I said, Jason Fabini was there. Randy Thomas we drafted, a great guard. For Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington won the division with us, had a great team. We were very respectable during the Chad Pennington era. The problem with Chad was what? Injury. Couldn't stay healthy. You had that one time where that jerk from the Giants in the preseason game slammed him and broke his wrist. He got the shoulder injuries and all that stuff. But Chad Pennington was not ruined by the Jets. His already weak arm couldn't seem to keep up in the last year or two of his tenure with the Jets. But that was a great time. Chad was a great quarterback for us. If he could have stayed healthy, he might have been the guy. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. But we gave him all the weapons. We gave him the offensive line. The defense was good. And all that jazz. Did the Jets ruin him? I don't know. He did go to Miami. The next year, when we traded for Brett Favre, Chad Pennington went down to Miami and won the damn division, so that feels good. But that was the Wildcat and all that. That was just, that's how it is, right? We get a little poke in the ribs. Take that. The guy we cut that looks like he's done goes down to Miami and wins the division. Good stuff. But don't forget, we gave Chad Pennington Santana Moss, Lavernius Coles, Lamont Jordan, Curtis Martin. We drafted Kareem McKenzie and Randy Thomas. We took care of Chad, okay? I wouldn't say we ruined him. Now that brings us to Mark Sanchez. I'm going to make this one kind of quick. #1 rushing attack in the NFL for 2009-2010. #1 defense in the NFL 2009-2010. We gave that kid Brad Smith, Jericho Cotchery, Braylon Edwards, Santonio Holmes, Jeremy Curley, Thomas Jones, Sean Green. When we got rid of Thomas Jones, we replaced him with LaDainian Tomlinson, who had plenty of gas in the tank. And like I said, it was the defense, right? We had the #1 defense in the league. Now, think Sanchez would have gotten us to the Super Bowl if Rex's defense didn't crumble in the last Colts game. But it wasn't like they crumbled. That was Peyton Manning, man. Peyton Manning was a surgeon that second half of that game, and he was just on a course with destiny. You couldn't stop it, and it is what it is. But make no mistake, Mark Sanchez was carried by that team. His own college coach said he wasn't ready for the NFL, and that was actually the case. I mean, look, he played well at times, but there was a string of games where he couldn't even break 200 yards. They protected Mark Sanchez, okay? Remember the wrist play sheet? We had Joe Girardi come in and teach him how to slide. We protected Mark Sanchez, only gave him enough that he couldn't blow the game. Why? Because he was prone to to turnovers. Right? So Mark Sanchez wasn't ruined. Now, there's an argument to be made that in 2011, when we let most of those guys go, all the high character guys, and brought in Plaxico Burress and Derek Mason and all those cats, there's a case to be made that that accelerated Mark Sanchez's downturn. I'll give it that. But we didn't ruin him. We carried him, okay? Just like we carried a lot of these other guys. So, again, I don't see it. I don't see us ruining Mark Sanchez, the franchise. We didn't ruin him. We carried him, and it didn't work. It almost did. Damn it. That was a good team, too. I would have liked to see that one happen. So that brings us to who? Sam Darnold. Did we ruin him? Yeah. We ruined him. Now, whether or not Sam Darnold was going to be a top 5, top 10 quarterback and all that, we'll never know. His future's unwritten, of course, but we'll never know. But when you trade 3 second-round picks to move up 3 spots and grab a quarterback, your next pick in the 3rd round, your first pick after that quarterback, should not be a small school defensive tackle that's 3 years older than everybody else coming out of the draft. We reached for a defensive tackle from a small school in Nathan Shepard. That shows you right there, Mike Maccagnan had no idea how to build a team. None. I think in that draft, the only thing we gave Sam Darnold was Chris Herndon in the 4th round. It was all bullshit. That couldn't help him. Okay, never drafted offensive linemen, all that stuff. Sam Darnold was ruined by the Jets. Then we give him Adam Gase. He's the only coach in the league, from my understanding, that doesn't have a quarterback coach. So we have this young kid, and we don't hire a quarterback coach. Dowell Loggins is a fake. He's just an offensive coordinator in name only. He's not a legitimate offensive coordinator. And what I mean by that is, watch when they get fired this year. No one's hiring Dowell Loggins to run their offense. Ain't happening, okay? He'll never have that job again. Never. And that's what shows you. So not only did we not have a quarterback coach, our offensive coordinator wasn't a real offensive coordinator. So yes, we ruined Sam Darnold. But the bad men are gone, okay? Mike Maccagnan and his 5 terrible drafts is gone. Adam Gase and his non-quarterback coach hiring Dowell Loggins loving ass are going to be gone. These guys are gone. So it's not the Jets that ruin quarterbacks. You saw I just illustrated a pretty clear picture. Didn't work, but we didn't ruin anybody. We might have been dicks, but we didn't ruin anybody. Okay? Sam Darnold we ruined, but there was a specific group of people that ruined him. Mike Maccagnan, Adam Gase. Whatever Sam Darnold, whatever potential he had, was sucked out of him like a vacuum. He doesn't even look like somebody who should be on the football field. That's ruining somebody. He's damaged. But that doesn't mean that the New York Jets ruin anybody. I mean, you know, traditionally ruin quarterbacks. This narrative needs to stop. These guys can go screw, man. It's bullshit. And you know what it really boils down to? The NFL and all these talking heads, they love having us to kick. They love it. We're the most reactive, responsive fan base in the NFL. You think they, you know, look, when Arizona sucked, they're not as fun to poke because no one cares. The Cleveland Browns, who cares? Who cares when they suck? The Jacksonville Jaguars, who cares? With all respect to the teams, they're not the New York Jets. We have a fan base that is one of the most loyal in the league, and they know that if you say something about us, we're going to react. It gives them clicks, it gives them readers, it gives them ratings, and that's what it's all about. They don't want us to succeed. Bet your ass on it. If the Jets draft Trevor Lawrence, trust in Joe Douglas to build the offensive line in front of him. He's already started it, and to get him the weapons that he needs. He already started it. Get rid of the losers that are sucking up all our salary cap. He's already started it. He's almost done. He's only got C.J. Mosley and Henry Anderson left, pretty much, from that bullshit. So guys, don't take it lying down. Give everybody the business that wants to push this narrative forward. It's not true. Yes, we screwed Sam Darnold. It sucks. I like him. It sucks, and I wish him well. But it's not like the Jets ruin quarterbacks. It's just not real. So take that, stuff it in your goddamn pipe, and smoke it. don't forget to like and subscribe. JetNation.com. Go there and get in the conversation. Like and subscribe this video. Hit the bell for notifications. You'll be notified every time we make a video. You can follow me at GreenBean the Jets Fan on Instagram, Bean the Jets Fan on Twitter, and you can go to another YouTube channel, GreenBean Jets Fan. That's where my podcast will live in my Sunday morning sit-downs. And I'm also going to be doing a 10 o'clock mock every week. Not just a mock draft, mock off seasons, mock this, mock that. We're going to mock it all. 10 o'clock mock. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope it wasn't too long. I got a lot to say. Thank you. Go Rams!